what's in your paper cup. I know you don't understand when I take your hand, what you mean to me. I wanna take you home, want your body suddenly on me. Later I opened the door, you said I can take it anymore. I know you don't understand when I take your hand, what you made of me. I wanna take you home, want your body suddenly on me.
Great to see you guys.
How's it going?
Well, this is a strange one, isn't it? Because there's three of us on Zoom. See, you think everybody's going to talk at once, then nobody talks.
Right.
You seem very polite.
Well, we have got on this week's show our regular superstar, Mr. Ray Del Barrio.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
We've got a new superstar,
yes,
Kaysha Louvain.
Yes.
So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So great. Kaysha and I had a few moments to speak prior to our time together, and I was just sharing some of her influences. You know, Sheryl Crow, Miranda Lambert, and how I felt that I could feel all of her influence and history and the depth in her voice, and how much I love your. Well, I just love your voice, and tell us a little bit about when you say your parents' 80s record collection. Like, what were some of your first influences, and how did you first come upon all of that?
I think probably the main one was Simple Minds. My dad is a huge Simple Minds fan. So, ever since I was little, since I can remember, Simple Minds has been on. I can remember my mum singing, you know, Celine Dion and Shania Twain and Leanne Rimes and songs like that to me when I was little. So that's where the country influences then come in. And then once obviously I knew Simple Minds and kind of, you know, what decade they come from, and then you just pick up these all different bands, and I adore 80s music. I know some people, you know, really, you know, dislike it, and I just don't understand why. I think the productions on some songs are, you know, incredible. So yeah, it's pretty much just, you know, researching different ones and then finding the artists that I like, and there's just so many. So I've decided, you know, just to write what I want to write. I think, you know, I hit a certain age and I just thought, you know, why am I trying to fit in a box? Why don't I just, you know, kind of mash all these influences together and see what I come up with then?
And that was the 80s. I mean, for two of us who lived in the 80s, and I was also sharing that, you know, I grew up in the 80s. I mean, that was a great time. There was no box. It was the time of new sounds and synthesized things and different hair and but it's interesting because American 80s music in that genre, not so much country, but American 80s music was influenced by music coming from the UK, you know, and other places, Duran, like, you know, so, which has always been the case in America, where we kind of take our lead from music that's come from over the pond, as it were. Currently, not now. Currently, we're on a pole, you know, and we're based in hip hop, stripper club, you know, grooves and all of that. So I'm not really sure how that's progressed over there, but American music right now has been dominated by a different vibe. But the 80s was all about everything that was great coming from all these bands from other places, I feel. Isn't that right, Mike? Sinead
Yeah,
O'Connor.
I mean, we're of a similar age, and they say that the music you listen to in your teens is what stays with you for life. And certainly during my formative years, those 80s tunes, like Simple Minds, I saw Simple Minds 1987, I think, playing live at Nebworth, and they were great. Mel Gaynor, the drummer, was just superb, you know. And Ray mentioned Duran. At the time, this is going to sound strange, I was listening to the Beatles, because John Lennon had been killed in 1980 and the whole Beatle thing relaunched again. And I fell in love with the Beatles. And at the time, the current 80s music didn't really appeal to me. But looking back now, my God, the music was fantastic coming out of the UK in the 80s. There was some great bands.
Yeah. A matter of fact, it just brought, I mean, this will happen, that I just was reminded in 1988, I was on tour with Whitney Houston in Europe, in the UK, and we were at a party that Simple Minds was at. We all gathered like at some club or something, and I remember meeting, you know, it was very, you know, brief, like wherever the artist's entrance was, or wherever, you know, the stanchions, you know, had the people. But I mean, you know, it was a great time. I think very fondly of the 80s, and I'm, you know, look, we partied hard too, so, you know, it was good to make it out of the 80s. I mean, reaching the 90s was like, wow.
One interesting thing that you said, Ray, was about the UK music. But when I look back to the 80s, the bands that I really loved at the time came from America.
Interesting.
So you know, you people like John Mellencamp, Steve Earle, some fantastic music coming from America as well. And I'll only tell you guys this, nobody else. Madonna as well, 1983. You know, Holiday, Lucky Star. Those early hits were fantastic.
They were something else. Those were I mean, and I was young then. I mean, I was 16 and out in the clubs, and that was like, you know, total freedom to be listening to Holiday, and, you know, I mean, all of that. But I was also sharing, you know, that my dad worked with Sheryl Crow and Foo Fighters and Sinead O'Connor, and so there was always like a mix of amazing music. And when I listen to your music, Kaysha, this is I'm like, and I hope this is a compliment. Obviously, you know, she's amazing, but Katie Lang is, you know, when you hear Katie's voice, you just there's such a connection and a richness. And the first, when I heard your voice, I was like, wow, there's a presence there. It's just, your voice just has all of that history and that depth, and it
got very similar qualities, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's great.
There was actually someone that, I think I was about 16 or 17, and someone, I must have been playing a gig somewhere, and someone said, "Oh my God, you remind me of Katie Lang." And you do the usual thing, "Oh, thank you so much." So, you know, you're packing away and you go in. And it was actually someone that I'd never heard of. So I went home, I had a look. I was just blown away by her voice. And I was like, wow. And that is someone that I've listened to since then, you know, and I'm probably influenced by as well, you know.
And I think that for Katie, you know, I mean, I'd love to hear you do your version of Hallelujah. But Katie also was somebody, we were talking about the country music scene, or the music scene in that part of America, and being part of the LGBT community. And it just didn't seem like she was part of that group, that it didn't seem to phase anything about her career, about who she was. It was actually a part of who she was, and made her even more like Melissa Etheridge, Katie Lang. There were these trailblazer women who, you know, it didn't really, it was part of the platform. It was who they were, and it was okay, and it really kind of bridged whatever gap for that period of time. And you know, the richness of your voice, I just, it has the history, and I believe that you can and you will be as successful, if not more. You know, because I don't know where Katie's been. The two of you guys could do a duet. We'll see if we can hook it up.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
I've been known to make some calls.
Be amazing. You mentioned someone else then, Melissa Etheridge.
Oh yeah.
You know, I going through, you know, around about the same time, 16, 17, and thinking, I was seeing these people on the, you know, on telly and radio when I was growing up. No one was really part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I happened to stumble on Melissa Etheridge, find out who she was and her story, and I think she was probably the first one that I saw, and I thought, wow, she has had an amazing career.
Yeah.
I can actually have a career as, you know, as well, because there wasn't many people, even when I was 16, 17, that you saw, that was out, that was proud, that was on your TV screen, on your radio, you know. And in 10 years, especially for me, I've seen a massive difference now. I'm seeing these people, you know, and that will inspire then people who are now 16 to think that, you know, people are everywhere. Everyone is inclusive. Everyone, you know, can be who they want to be, which is I just find, you know, amazing, and probably in a way, you know, kind of you know, jealous. You know, I wish perhaps there was more people, you know, when I was age, and that's, you know, gotta be people that go before me that had hoped someone was there to say, you know, you can be who you want and still have the, you know, the career you want.
You've got a big single release this Friday. Mm-hmm. Nobody Does It Like Me. Having some fantastic airplay around the world. Some great words have been spoken about it. Is it something that still gets you excited? Thinking, you know, getting ready for a new release?
I love it. It's just so, you know, it's so exciting when you're writing a song and you just want people to hear it straight away. And, you know, that period of time where you've got you know, Jamie Harris who recorded and produced it for me. And I'm sat there waiting, and I'm like, you know, can you send me an updated version of it? And he's so great. We have a great partnership. every day, maybe every couple of days, you'll send me a new, updated kind of version of it, and it just gets me more and more excited. Yeah, I love it. I do. It's so exciting to be able to, write a song and get people to listen to it. Not many people can feel that joy. Then I suppose is special.
It's got to be amazing. I mean, I've performed with singers, and I've always wanted to record, and I've made some records and whatnot, but I've never had the opportunity for it to go from a recording studio into hearing people, playing it for people, to actually having them sing it back. And so it must be an amazing feeling. And I'm really excited about you and your project and what you have to say with your music. It's fresh, and yet it has all the history in your voice, and I believe that not only will it be very successful, but I believe that America is going to love you as well in a big way, and I'm really excited for you.
What's it like working with a label? Because you said, you're excited to get things out quickly. All of a sudden, people are saying, "Oh, well, you got to wait until, you got to wait till Friday, and you got to do this, and we got to get the mail out, and we got to do the electronic press kit." Has that been very different for you this time around?
It has been different, but I've enjoyed that part as well. You've probably known me for a few weeks, a couple of months. I'm very hands-on. I like to do everything. If I could do everything, I would. It's just who I am. I'm used to writing the song, recording the song, doing the album cover, and doing the press kits, doing the interviews, doing the emailing. I'll get my hands dirty. I'll do anything because I enjoy the process. I like talking to people, whether be on radio or through an email or podcasts or blogs. And I really enjoy that part. But it's nice. You guys are very down to earth, and that was the main thing. If I was going to sign with a label, I wanted to like the people that I'm working with, because then you get no enjoyment if you work with people. I know you've got to go through life and you've got to work with people you don't like. But if there's a choice, then it's always better to work with people that you like and you get on with.
True words.
Yeah.
There were never truer words.
Yeah.
It's always better to like them. Well, we're so excited to have you on the label. Also, the importance of being hands-on, being detail-oriented, I think is also part of the success. Social media, participating, posting, tagging, keeping the conversation going, and starting the conversation in new areas is also a very big part of it. I mean, today's artists are literally producing and putting things out and finding ways to get their music streamed and all of the different variables. And to me, it's fascinating. I've watched people write a single about a situation, record it, pop it up on the internet. The next thing you know, someone picked it up and it's over. Today's world is so exciting about how we get the word out there. And we work that way. We're global. We work social media on all levels. We're hands-on. Want to work with the artists. I really enjoy working with the artists and exchanging information, and so it's very helpful, and it makes a team, and it's a nice thing. Congratulations! We're so excited to have you as part of the family, and can hardly wait for the rest of the world to hear your music.
Yeah, I love the new single, Nobody Does It Like Me, and Summer Lovers, the one before, was fantastic as well. You've really got a great sound.
I look forward to lending you some more as well. Like the next single after this is already done.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
When's the album out?
End of this year. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
That was the plan anyway. I started in lockdown. We recorded the first single in lockdown, the second single in lockdown. So, and the plan was end of this year.
Well, good luck for Friday. We're all rooting for you.
Yes.
Let's all shout out about Kaysha Louvain's new single, Nobody Does It Like Me.
this world.